Hello. It's Monday, the 16th of June, 2025. Welcome along to the channel, The Fifth Guardian. I'm your host, Tony Hunt, where today I'll be player of games. But as always, it's not my story, it's not your story. Today's story is competing in the Audi A5 DTM Limited Series within Real Racing 3 Update 13.4. And this is part 3 of that mini series. Right, so it will be the final part as well, because if we go to the game, we are at 82%. So I don't see us hitting the 250,000 $M cap before completing this limited series, which is good news. Couple of people in the chat. We've got Aaron C. John. Hello. He says, hello back, Aaron C. John. Welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. And also, Ayaka Yokota says, hello. How are you? Well, hello back. Welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. And I am okay. Thank you very much. I hope you are too. Right. Let's get going. Aaron C. John says, I got into Group A, but don't know if I will stay. Yeah, that does happen if you're on the borderline. That's why I didn't push anymore. I'm in Group C in both of mine, and I think I'm going to stay there. So I'm happy with that. So Aaron C. John says, I'm 250th globally. Well, that's pretty good. That is very good. Take my hat off to you. I can't get there. Right. Although, a couple of things coming up that might help to just improve a bit. I think the first, obviously, task is to get into Group B, which I think I might know the reason why I'm not getting into Group B. So there's an opportunity to improve. Right. Although I think to begin with, I'll get worse before I get better. Let's do in Tier 13 the speed record around the short trap at Nürburgring. Let's go. 110.4. I'm just going to go round. Don't know how I'm going to do. Let's see what happens. There you go. Into first. I thought I'd just keep my foot down, even though I went off tracks. I thought, oh, I might do this. And lo and behold, I have. And now I find out I could have done it easier just by just doing this bit. Oh well. Okay, that's the speed record completed. And also, look at that, I'm close to going up a fame level. Might happen tonight, might not. Now, we'll see how we get on, but my plan is to try and hit the $M total again in this stream in terms of 250,000 $M earned. That will probably cost me 120,000 $M in servicing the car, but hey, that's how it goes, especially when you're streaming. Don't want to be wasting 4 minutes playing videos. Right, Laguna Seca. So even at this late on stage, so this is tier 13. There's only 3 laps on Laguna Seca, but I bet it's 22 cars. Indeed, it is. So this is a hard ask. Let's see how we get on. Now, because it is a hard ask, normally I go around the inside, around the outside, but this time I'm going to go around the inside because basically I need to be at least 14th. I'm going to go into the escape road. Look at that, I'm 15th, dropping to 16th. So I'm a little bit behind to where I'd normally like to be. So this will be the a big ask, and I reckon I might not get first. The fallback position is to make sure you finish in the top 3 and therefore open the next tier up, and you can always come back to this cup if you don't get first, which at the moment is looking like a real possibility. Alok Goose says, hello Tony. Well, hello back Alok. Welcome along. As always, good to see you again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for saying hello in the chat. Aaron C. Joel says it took him over 6 hours though to get into group. Yeah. I'm not sure I've got that commitment as well in terms of hours at the moment. But I figured it would also take quite a bit of time. But the other thing I think I need to do is drop my steering assist from low to off. I think that's holding me back just ever so slightly. But then again, you see, if I overtake this guy, see I'm pushing too hard. If I do overtake this guy, at least I'm in the top 3. And I've got a lap to overtake the remaining 2 cars. There we go. So maybe an outside chance of getting first. Let's see how we get on. Yeah, I'm going to say no to getting first. It's going to be close. Going to be close. There we go. Did manage to get first. So Alok Goose says, I haven't played in a couple of weeks. Oh man, you're missing out. You need to make advantage of the Ford GT Le Mans 2019 discount. But fair enough. It feels impossible to drive without steering assist. Well, it's hard. But I've managed to conquer all the others, so let's give the final one a go, I say. So I'll be doing that when it goes up to 13.5. So 2 weeks on Tuesday. Yeah. 2 weeks tomorrow. In fact, 2 weeks today. No, that can't be right, can it? Yeah, it can, yeah. 2 weeks today. All right, so we did manage to get to first. The car almost needs servicing, so we'll have a look at what is available in Tier 14. Aaron C. John says, I'm also planning to get to Group A next week using the McLaren P1. More on that tomorrow. Alok Goose says, I end up understeering without it. Yeah, me too at this moment in time. But yeah, I think I've got to go back to the drawing board, whether it's sensitivity, but I do think that may be holding me back. I have read that a lot of the guys that race without steering assist, when they go back to a steering assist on, they say it feels like the steering's fighting against them. So I've probably just got used to it. So I think I've got to relearn driving with 0 steering assists. Melvin Lee says Ferrari win Le Mans 2025. Well, we did say that. We did say that. I mean, in fairness, wanted Aston Martin to get somewhere, and they were nowhere, unfortunately. But we did say Ferrari. I mean, it was a bit of a no-brainer, really. But yeah, there we go. Right, okay. So Tier 14, we've got Speed Snap, Head-to-Head, and Mount Panorama. So there's a real possibility I'll do the Cup, service the car, and then I won't need to service the car until we've won the Limited Series. So 4 laps this time, Mount Panorama. Now, you'd have to say this car is made for this type of track. Let's find out. Okay, there we go. Already into third. Nice and clean as well for once. Most unlike me. Obviously now I have some damage on the car. So be it. So a lot Goose says with 0 steering assist you need high sensitivity for the first few hours. I never managed. Yes, yeah, I have sort of like appreciated that. Yeah, basically to balance out getting any assist. I have thought about that, and I do think I'm going to do that, and let's see if I can persevere. I suppose it comes down to what is released in the next update. If there's loads of new series to race in, that's not so bad. You can make mistakes on that. It's a lot more painful if you've got an event to start off with, but we'll see. And just to sort of prove the point, Aaron C. John says, I use no assist and steering sensitivity is 0. Okay, so that's where we're aiming for, but we won't start there. That's where we're aiming for, but we won't start there. We'll go down what I think is a lot's view, which is correct. High sensitivity when you've got steering assist off, and then slowly but surely rein in that sensitivity setting. But that's for another time, not for today, this week, or this release. Okay, so I'm doing alright, I'm in the lead. 100, 200 yards ahead of second. Oh, close. So, Shivam Gujar says, why don't you try Forza Horizon? No, really. I did have big plans to do lots of games, but do you know what? Just don't have the time. So really, it's not a player of games. It's a racer of it's a race of Real Racing 3, really, isn't it? And that's about it. But yeah, it's more of a case of the intent is to be player of games, but just not right now, unfortunately. And it is all to do with limited time. I've not even done any roller coaster videos in a while as well. I'm really struggling for free time to do video editing, so all of that, unfortunately, at the moment's gone on the back burner. But hopefully it will return soon, because I do have a couple of theme park trips coming up, so hopefully some on-ride footage will return very shortly. Watch this space. But don't wait with bated breath though. It's a while off yet. But you know, it's not that far away, but it's not imminent. Ooh, right on the edge. So a lot of Goose says that would need a good PC, and it's like, I've got a good PC. Well, actually, this laptop that I'm using probably wouldn't be good enough for Forza, but I do have another PC to do racing on or gaming on. But yeah, that's the thing about an iPad, isn't it, or some form of tablet. Not quite as particular about the specification. Although that being said, I have found Real Racing 3 is so much smoother for streaming through an AirPlay application or an AirPlay receiver if you don't use the iPad Mini. So use it like the iPad Air, which has I think it's got more memory and a better chip, and all of a sudden the refresh rate is so much better. Don't have quite as much stuttering as what I used to. So Melvin Lee asks, the fifth Guardian, you think who will win next year's Le Mans? No idea. I mean, this year's just over, man. Enjoy the moment. Don't be thinking about next year quite so soon. I mean, it's a bit of a story if you think about it with Robert, is it Kubica? I can't remember his name. Bit of a story there, to be fair. So well done him, I say. Well done him. And obviously his colleagues as well, because it wasn't just him on his own. He'll be getting all the press because of the incident that he had, I think, 10 years ago now. Do like stories like that, almost like redemption stories. So a lot Goose asks, what's the engine on this car? No idea. And then goes on to say it's probably a Porsche Redemption. Oh, you're on about next year's Le Mans. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Right, so I've serviced the car. So I will be using M dollars to apply an instant servicing again. So we'll do the speed snap first. So there we go, 29,500 instant servicing. I have, however, earned 71,000. So that still means I'll have earned 40,000 for overall. So let's apply that. Let's do the speed snap. then. Have I just messed that up? It's a bit close. Oh, just got first. Well, that's good enough. $3,000 earned. So, a lot Goose says 5 stints with a half functioning arm. He will still get a lot of the credit. Well, it's a great redemption story. People love those sort of stories. So, can't say I blame them talking about it, but they do need to remember there were 2 other drivers. And Melvin Lee says, I know Robert Kubica, professional racing driver. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what a journey that lad's had. What a journey. Reminds me a little bit of Johnny Herbert. Johnny Herbert, is it? Who used to race for Benetton F1. But before he got his opportunity, he had a massive accident. I want to say in F2, it might have been F3, I can't remember. Literally almost sawed off his feet through this accident. And he was picked to be a world champion, but obviously never got there. But he had his redemption moments because he won. He was British and he won the British Grand Prix. And he also won Monaco. So if you think about what the 2 prestigious Formula 1 tracks there are to win in Formula 1, it's Monaco and your own Grand Prix, of which he did both. So again, I love these sort of redemption stories, coming back when people write you off. Brilliant story. Again, my understanding is even though Ferrari won, it wasn't the Ferrari team, it was a private hire team, is my understanding. Hence why that Ferrari was in yellow rather than red. But if you look, was it in the top 4, 3 Ferraris? That's pretty impressive. Right, there we go. We're on to tier 15, 93%. So the PR required is only 75. So I didn't have to apply one of the upgrades in the free section, specifically, I guess, the body, because that was 0.5 of an upgrade. But I didn't see the point not upgrading and not applying an upgrade when it's only $M. I'd only do that if it was gold. So yeah, final tier. Let's start with autocross. We should get through all of these without the need to service the car. Unless I mess up and have to do them a few times. Which is a possibility. Yeah, I think I braked way too early there. This is going to be close, and I've not done it. There was me saying I can only mess this up from here on in if I don't get first time. There we go, third. Now that was caused by braking way too early on that first corner. So let's try that again. Let's try it again. Come on. bit late, but that's good enough. That's good enough. There we go. So much better. Still pretty close. 38.788. Only made it by 0.2 and a little bit. But there we go. That is the autocross completed. 2 more races left in tier 15. The car is almost mine. Now the question is, can I do elimination and still have durability on the car to then complete the cup? I really hope so. But let's give it a go. That's assuming if I win, of course. Well, we're up into third. There we go, into first. Now, I don't know if this will work, but what I'm thinking is not pushing too hard and too far ahead. Hoping to just slow down my durability degradation. Not sure if that will work, but we'll give it a go. Okay, we're doing okay. 5 cars left in the battle. And only 90 yards ahead, but that's almost by plan rather than anything else. I'm not too worried. Just manage down the time while staying just ahead of second. Okay, that's third guaranteed. Let's see what we can do. There we go. Right, so is that enough to have some durability left? So Melvin Lee says Ferrari number 83, private team AF course. Indeed, sir. Indeed. So Melvin Lee also goes on to say a little bit sad that the Porsche Hypercar did not win Le Mans, but it did come second. I mean, there you go. All Italian manufacturers, first through to fourth. What happened to the Cadillacs? They ended up disappearing off the face of the earth, didn't they? All right, so final cup. I don't need to service the car. It's 5 laps around Hockenheimring, the Grand Prix circuit there. So let's give this a go. So this is to win the car, and I'll win 30 gold plus 45 gold through the VP rewards. Not a bad day at the office. And yes, I took a corner. Sometimes you have to. Okay. So that is up into 7th. And I think I'm all the way down, aren't I? Yeah. I don't like this bit. I'm not a fan of this bit of the track. I used to always go flying off there when I first took brake assists off. I can still go off track, but it's never quite as bad as it used to be. Oh. Okay, there we go. 5th, 4th, podium. So I don't think that's too bad after lap 1. Into 1st. Might even be 2nd. There we go. 4 laps to go. 1 car to overtake. And there we go. Into 1st. Nice and easy in the end. Now this is another corner I always get wrong. Always get that corner wrong. I just can't get it right. I suppose I should have protected my position by moving into the inside of the corner, so they would have to overtake me on the outside. But hey, there you go. Back into 2nd. Now, let's be interesting if not only do I complete the limited series, but is it possible to earn enough fame to go up a fame level? That would be a win-win-win situation. But maybe shouldn't get carried away just yet. Focus on the racing. But the fact I was caught and was overtaken, but I was still able to overtake the car in the 2nd part of the lap suggests I shouldn't have too much to worry about. Yeah, I just can't get the hang of that corner for some reason. But I am now far enough ahead for it to not make too much of a difference. So Melvin Lee asks, what do you think of this year's Le Mans? Well, in fairness, I only saw the highlights, and it, you know, when I saw Robert Kubica, I can't even pronounce his surname, had been part of the winning team, I thought, oh, that's interesting. But so I watched the final lap, and what I did notice is that poor fella looked like he was about to collapse. He was absolutely drained. But it is the endurance race. But I do find it interesting that it's not a number of laps. They literally race for 24 hours. So the laps differ every year. I did find that quite interesting. It's something I hadn't realised, but there you go. So it doesn't matter how quick you make the cars, it's always going to be 24 hours. Imagine this. Oh yeah, this car does Le Mans in 2 minutes. It's like, yeah, we still got to do 24 hours. Oh, but it can't. It's powered by electricity, and it takes 30 minutes to charge it up. Oh, you're not going to win then, are you? Right, so here we go. Final lap. Well ahead of second. Catching back markers. So we're taking back markers. About to bring it home. So this will be the second car available to win in this release in terms of new cars. So yeah, that's it. That's it. That's no more cars. Definitely a filler update, I feel. There we go. Oh, oh, what a way to finish! I didn't plan it like that, honest. But what a way to finish! We go up a fame level. That's 68 gold. Boom. We earn 46,050 dollars. Boom. We do need to service the car, but that's fine. But more important than that, we earn 100% completion reward of the car and 30 gold and 100,000 dollars and VP of 2,000. What does that mean? More gold. 45 gold. What a haul. I think I've done all right there. And there we go. We've opened up the legacy of performance as well. So let's back into the season, into the rewards, and let's collect that gold reward. Oh, we'll collect the R dollars. I'm not going to collect any of the M dollars at this moment in time, and we'll collect the gold. Boom. 1,037 gold. That's pretty good. Going into tomorrow, when everything is reset in terms of new time trial, new online multiplayer tournament, and therefore new cars with discounts on them in terms of upgrades. So, will I be partaking in any one of those cars? Well, actually, Aaron's already ruined it because he talked about the McLaren P1, but more on that tomorrow. Don't worry, Aaron. I'm only pulling you. I'm only joking. No issue whatsoever. Right, so there we go. I haven't quite though hit my M dollar total for today. So I thought what I would do to finish off is, now that I've opened up that series, let's go into Trackmasters and let's do a bit of racing in Legacy of Performance. All we'll do is we'll do a bit of racing and take this up to well, the M dollar cap for today. Now, in terms of the number of M dollars earned over the last 3 days, it's 250,000 on day one, 250,000 on day two, and 146,000 on day 3, and that excludes the end dollar rewards at 25, 50, 75 and 100%. So you do get a big chunk of gold back and a big chunk of M dollars back. Right, so next reward will be at 25%. I won't be getting there today, but it's 10 gold. So we've got to push on. So let's do the speed record first. Apply an instant service costing 29,500. Let's see how we get on. Speed record, right. I had to think then what it was. Now again, because I'm starting over, this should be nice and straightforward. Now this might seem a little bit anticlimactic after that amazing way to complete the limited series. Earning a total of, let me just try and do the math, 68, 68, 30, that's 98, 143 gold in that final race. So I did say at the beginning of this update, my plan was to get my goal by the end of this upgrade up to 2,000. In fairness, because they've changed some of the rewards, I don't think I'm going to get to 2,000, but I do think I can get to round about 1,750 gold ready for the next release over the next couple of weeks. After tomorrow, I'm not expecting to be spending any gold whatsoever, so it's 2 weeks of gold harvesting, and that's despite the fact there are still a number of events to compete in, including a car that I don't own. So that'll be fun. $8,450 and dollars earned there. What have we got next? Elimination. Well, let's give this a go then. So it's the Porsche test track, and it looks like it's the short track. As it's tier 1, my car being quite highly spec'd, I should have no problem. But there we go, I'm already in first. There we go, that is 5 cars left in the race. I could probably do with just slowing down, to be fair. There's me bombing off, and I probably want to think about managing my durability. So Melvin Lee says, do you see the comment? Sorry, let's have a look. Oh right, okay, so I missed one of his comments. So he's put the 5th Guardian, unbelievable next 2 years. for Le Mans has more hypercars entry from different manufacturers, and manufacturer's legend is back. Okay. So it sounds like it's having a little bit of a resurgence. One could argue unlike Formula One at this moment in time. Right, there we go. That's another 11,800. I didn't slow down in the end, so that might cost me durability. Oh well, not to worry. We have got a cup. See, again, because it's so early on, I might be tempted to do a couple of races, even if the car needs servicing, because it might still be good to win races in these lower tiers. So we'll have a go at that. Because I'm pretty sure after this race, after this cup, the car will have negative durability. There we go, quite easily into the lead as well. So I mean, even if this car needed servicing, it might still be a match for most of the cars on track at this moment in time. Looks like Melvin Lee's got a thing for Le Mans. Fair enough. Well, there we go. I am easily in first. So I'm going to give this a go with the car needing servicing and see how it does. Now, if there's a drag race, I don't think I'll do very well on that, but I think everything else will be alright. There we go. Coming up to the parabolic curve. And we go 2,000 yards ahead of second. That's quite a gap. There we go. $20,100 earned. We're getting close to that cap. Not going to service the car though. That's tier 1 completed. What's on tier 2? Okay, so we've got autocross, cup and endurance. Well, let's have a go at all three of those. There's a possibility of being very close to hitting the cap after just doing these. So let's see how we get on. I might be crazy here, but let's see how the car does with an autocross when it needs servicing. Can help the car by sneaking over the corner here. So let's do that, because I reckon I can get first. There we go. How about that? So Melvin Lee says, do you love Le Mans? No, I can take it or leave it, I'm afraid. No, I'm not. I'm not a big fan of Le Mans. I do Le Mans racing in the game, but that's only because I have to. That's not to say I don't like the cars. I do like the cars. It's just the concept of endurance in racing cars. It's a bit of a strange one for me, that one. But hey, if you like it, that's fine. I've got no problems people talking about it, and if they love it, that's fine. Fully understand. Lots of people do. Just I'm not begun it. But I've taken interest. Took an interest. And as I said, there's a bit of a redemption story, I think, for this year, which is always good to see. Right, I think I'm going to do the Cup next, the National Circuit at Circuit de Catalunya. It's only 2 laps, and as you see there, the car does need servicing. But the minimum PR for entering into this event is 64.1, and the car is at 75.5. So I reckon even with negative durability, it's probably better than a PR of 64.1. Although I did just slide off there. Let's see if I can make amends. No, she's sliding all over the place. Oops. Nevertheless, still up till 2.6. Up into 4. Into 3rd. So there we go. Melvin Lee just confirmed that he is a very big fan of Le Mans, because none of us had picked up on that. But yeah, figures you were. I don't think I'm going to win, but I'm going to finish at the very least in the top 3. Which is good enough. There we go, 3rd. I don't think it's too bad, that's not bad at all. $10,000 earned, 200,000 earned for the day. There's only 50,000 available now to earn, and we've got an endurance. So if we do okay on this endurance, that will knock off a massive chunk. In fact, I think what I might do, we'll see how we get on. We'll see how we get on. So let's do the endurance. Now, I didn't actually check what miles I've got to complete, so we'll just play this by ear, I think. Foot down, attack. A little bit hard to do when your car needs servicing. As long as I can get up the hill, I reckon we'll be alright. But it is going to struggle to get up that hill. You can hear it groaning now. There we go. There we are, into 7. Oops. And there is 6. Now look at all those cars ahead as well. There we go, that is 5th. .68 seconds still on the clock. Coming up to 4 miles on the scoreboard. But it's a little bit of a struggle getting up this hill. But there's Ford at 4.7 miles. Sorry, I've got to comment on this. So, Aloe, I did see your earlier question. I'll come back to that. But he's then gone on to put the McLaren hypercar won't be in Le Mans until 2027, which provisionally I'm excited for it, just so long as it's not the Speedtail. Because if it's the Speedtail, it's going to finish last. That's an in-joke to this stream. In case you haven't figured out, I'm not a fan of the Speedtail. If it's based around, say, the McLaren P1 or the F1, yeah, different story altogether. But if it's based around the Speedtail, no. So I think I got first there, but I'm going to run out of time. There we go. And Aloe says, the Soaptail, indeed, sir, indeed. The car that is in my shame garage. And I don't ever want to get it out of the shame garage because it's embarrassing that I own it. I'm so ungrateful, aren't I? So ungrateful. Right, okay, so there we go. That is endurance done. We're at 220,000 M dollars. I'm sort of tempted not to do any more at this moment in time. I think I'll leave it there. So we'll service the car. Now this limited, sorry, not this limited series. This series will be back tomorrow. So I will be racing this car in tomorrow's stream, along with the Ford GT Le Mans 2019 in its exclusive series, and we should get some rewards on that as well. I'm also going to be obviously doing the online multiplayer tournament tomorrow, so I've earned 6 gold into that. That'll come down tomorrow. There'll be a new weekly time trial, as you see there, I'm easily into C, 50 gold. And the time trial competition for what's it called again now? It's called the Grand Touring Endurance. That will end tomorrow as well. Now, I'm only just in C, but I don't think it's a big deal to fall back out, but I could be wrong on that. So all those races will be in tomorrow, and in addition, we'll go through what cars are on sale and if they're worthwhile doing. Now, back up to Eloise' question. It says, which remaining event do you think would be worth finishing? Can't decide between the Corvette and the Porsche. Well, tell you what will be easier, the Corvette, because the Corvette will be a limited series. And typically, it's not always guaranteed, but typically, you normally have to upgrade the car to 3 across the board and you win it. Perseverance. Now you see there, I don't own the car. But for some reason, I don't know if I tried before and failed, but if I go into, it's a bit weird, this one. If I go into Motorsports, and I can't remember where I need to go, let's have a think about this. Is it into endurance? I think it might be endurance prototypes. No. So it is endurance GT racing. There it is. The GT racing exhibition, I don't know if you figure this out, but you don't, or at least it never used to be, you don't need to win the car to complete that series, which is a bit weird. But as you can see there, I've got the car upgraded 25 out of 28 upgrades. And I would imagine I've spent some gold on it previously. But I intend to obviously do that event, but I'm not expecting to have to spend any gold. And I'll then win the car. But ironically, I've got nothing to race it in because I was loaned it. I don't know why that worked like that, but there we go. So if it was me, I'd probably play safe and I would go always for the limited series. Yes, it does guarantee you spending more gold because typically you will have to upgrade to 3 across the board, but it's a safer bet in terms of winning the car. So that's what I would do if it was me. So Scav asks, are you playing on the PC or mobile? So I'm actually playing on an iPad Air, and I connect my iPad to AirPlay, an AirPlay receiver on my laptop, and then obviously I can stream from my laptop. So in terms of what you're seeing on screen, just to my left, your right, is basically the AirPlayer receiver showing what is on my iPad screen. So yes, play on an iPad and then use AirPlay to stream from a laptop. Works pretty good at this moment in time. I really shouldn't say that because every time I say something like that, it all falls apart. Right, so there we go. That's success. A good way to end specifically the limited series with earning a final reward of 30 gold, earning the car, earning a VP of 2000 reward, which meant I earned another 45 gold, and in terms of completing the last cup, took my fame up to 614 from 613 and therefore earned an additional 68 gold. Pretty good day's work, I'd say there. So gold total ready for tomorrow, probably going to be spending a little bit of gold, is 1037. So we're looking good. Right, so that's the end of racing for today. Take that off screen. Hope you've enjoyed it. I have. Thank you very much to all of you that have watched and to all of you that have commented in the chat. It's very much appreciated. Alois asks, I mean, how would you normally choose which event to do? Like in this round, you did the Formula E, but you not necessarily the last 2 events. So in terms of doing an event, if it's not going to cost me any gold, it's a no-brainer. I'd do the event. So I already owned the car, so might as well go through and do the Formula E because it earned me 20 gold. It's free money. It's not free money, you have to still earn it, but do you know what I mean? I'm not having to upgrade the car to win the event. So any events or any limited series where I own the car already and they're at a high enough PR to complete the event or the limited series, no brainer, dead easy. Then in terms of any other series, it is a case of balancing out what the cost of the car will be and the likelihood of winning it at that particular PR level, and what rewards you get back. And that's not something very easily to explain. But what I would say is typically limited series only cost free across the board. So you've got a fixed cost there. So at least you can work out what your overall cost is. And obviously you can then work out the reward of that limited series. And maybe with the VP earned, you might get some additional VP rewards that are gold as well, for example. So it's those sort of things that I do. I do use the Real Racing Free fandom just to look at what the cost of a car is and sort of approach it from there. What I do tend to do is I look at the people that are really good in terms of events, and I know immediately I can't do it as low as them. So I typically, if somebody's saying they can do it at one across the board, I know I can't. So I know I'm going to have to upgrade a little bit more. So yeah, it's it's I guess a degree of experience, knowing what your level of capability is, and therefore you can determine what you're going to need to upgrade. Now it does depend on the events. Some of the events are recommended PR. So in other words, you don't have to get to that PR, but you've got to be a good driver if you're not wanting to upgrade to the recommended PR. You've got to be a very good driver. I'm typically, if I fully upgraded the car, I'm a Group C, and I reckon I need to upgrade the car to what the recommended PR is, typically. But that's why I say it's best to do a limited series because you know what you've got to do, you know your cost, so you can work from there, backwards from there. But again, the other thing I would suggest is, let me bring it back up on screen, is the key is how much gold you've got. I'm assuming you'll have enough R dollars, which again might not be correct. In terms of R dollars, I would probably suggest you probably want to have at least 5 million R dollars because you can spend upwards of 2 million odd dollars on upgrading a car, and you want over 1,000 gold before you attempt to do any event or limited series. But if you've got those two things in place, I'd suggest fill your boots. So, for example, on the M dollar one, I had over 4 million M dollars, so I knew I was okay to win the Audi. But it is balancing what you've got and then assessing what it's going to cost you and what the reward is. And obviously, sometimes you don't know in advance. So I use the Real Racing Free fandom page, which normally gives you all the breakdown of the event. So at least I've got an idea what it's going to cost me. Probably went a little bit around the houses there, but hopefully that's okay. Right. There we go. So that's the end of the stream for today. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for commenting in the chat. If you liked this video, then please give it a thumbs up or a like. And if you'd like to see more of this type of content, if you watch on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel The Fifth Guardian. And if you watch on Rumble, follow the channel The Fifth Guardian. Yeah, there we go. I hope whatever's left of your day is a very good one. Hope to see you all tomorrow. Until then, thank you very much and goodbye.